Hello, magical creatures, my fellow lovers of the strange, seekers of the unusual, superstitious and silly, sassy Sallies. It's me, Zachariah the Witch, your host, aka Zachariah, aka Z, aka whatever the hell people are saying about me behind my back or when I'm not in the room. Thank you for the attention. Today, we are diving into the depths of dark humor, the occult, mysteries of Friday the 13th. Is it really as unlucky as they say? Or is it all just a bunch of hocus pocus? So grab your black cats, your rabbit's feet, your lucky dice, and join me as we embark on a conversation about, Friday the 13th. I was going to be all like, a thrilling journey through time. I'm just literally spitting facts at you, and I'm not even making this episode that special. There's not going to be sound effects or music, or it's just me today. So let's start with the basics. What is Friday the 13th called? Well, it's a complicated word, triskaidekaphobia. Yeah, that word. It's the fear of the number 13. According to the internet, some people will go as far as avoiding the number like the plague. They don't want it on their license plate. They don't want it for a date they select for a celebration or a date in general. But you know what's even scarier, y'all? Financial disparity. Just kidding. Missing out on great hotel deals because they skipped the 13th floor. You know how fun it would be to have a 13th floor hotel room? I mean, come on, think about it. You can make it such a thing. You have like a superstition party on the 13th floor. But I don't know. Whatever. So Friday the 13th is also associated as a day of doom or a day of just not being lucky. It's a harbinger of bad luck, but it's just another day of the week. I mean, yes, Friday is a day that's associated astrologically with Venus, fortune, love, boldness. 13 in numerology, the number 1 is the number of identity, individualism, your own voice. 3 is community, process, creativity. Those numbers added together, 1 and 3 are 4, which is structure, integration, analytical mind. So I don't know what the bad associations are with this number. It's got masculine, feminine, and neutral traits, which is great. So what the hell? But of course, leave it up to our Christian friends. Who has Christian friends? Leave it up to our Christian friends, because apparently the most commonly associated reason that this number is superstitious is probably biblical, because of the whole there were 13 people present at the Last Supper, if it's real or not, and that's when Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus and was given a bunch of silver to hand over his supposed friend and mentor and gay lover. I don't know. Anyway, in other countries, it isn't Friday the 13th that's feared. No, actually, in Greece or certain Spanish-speaking countries, it's all about Tuesday the 13th. And Tuesdays are great. I like Tuesdays here. We have a lot of things that happen on Tuesdays. And I'm mostly just talking about food-based things. And if you know what those food-based things are, then we should be friends. The actual name or phobia name associated with the fear of Friday the 13th itself specifically is the word paraskevidecatrovia. Wait, paraskevidecatria. Paraskevidecatria. That's the only, I'm not going to say it again. But that's the fear of Friday the 13th specifically. So maybe I should learn some Greek just in case I need to ward off bad luck on this particular day. Also, the Greeks have really great wards and spells and protections for getting rid of the evil eye, much like our friends in Judaism and other cultures. I love the big blue no evil eye symbol. Okay. In pop culture, yeah, there's Jason's mom, the sleepaway camp, blah, blah, blah. Moving on. I'm not a fan. Space stuff has happened with the number 13, you know, the Apollo 13. Google it, read about it. There was a terrible oxygen tank explosion in the 70s. I mean, bad association with that number. Some high rises, so if you go into certain buildings, like we were talking about, certain high rises will skip a 13th floor and just go to 14, which I've never understood, because it's like, just because you named it that doesn't mean it's not still the 13th floor. Like if you named it the 14th floor and you're like, ah ha ha ha, foiled again, unlucky number. No. That doesn't work that way. In healthcare, there's stories I've seen online where nurses will talk about patients that freak out if they find out that they're in like a 13th room, or they have the number 13 on their wristband, or if they're like the 13th person checked into a ward, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on. It's all that shit, just like thinking about it gives me anxiety. There's just too many things to be hyper vigilant about. It's just like, why do we need to focus on this one thing? And I get it, phobias are real for a lot of people, but out of sight, out of mind sometimes, you know? If I don't see it, if I don't think about it, maybe it was there the whole time. Maybe I have the number 13 tattooed on my ass and I didn't even know, but I can't see it. Maybe that's what it is. In the occult, there's a couple things associated with the number 13. The Knights Templar, which, yeah, I know you're going to say they're not the occult, but who knows what they do? I mean, really, who knows? Who knows what they're up to? The Knights Templar apparently were arrested on Friday the 13th of October, 1307. There's some conjecture on the date, but they're also saying that that could be associated with the superstition, but there's not a lot of like historical references, so it's kind of foggy, you know? Some other things that I remember along my path is like covens used to be completed with the circle of 13. They would meet at certain times. The number 13 would also be like how many times you say a certain chant, or, you know, there's so many things. But I think the thing that I focus on with this kind of stuff happens to be our ability as human beings to find patterns within things and how we associate certain signs and symbols with those patterns. I don't know, it's just me, but it's because I also try to be logical. But that's it. Friday the 13th. We also have some great astrological things happening. There's an eclipse. We're on the day of Venus. This is, you know, to some people an unlucky number. To numerologist type people like me, this is a great number. It's a great number for manifesting and releasing hexes and curses, you know, using the power of that superstition to eradicate the superstition itself. But don't focus on the bad. Focus on the great, the good, the magical. And yeah, I'll be back next time for some things midway between Samhain, Halloween, All Saints Day, Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, etc., etc. Until then, follow me on Instagram, Zachariah the Witch. Go to my website, zachariahthewitch.com, where I write blogs sometimes. I share some musings. But yeah, I'm pretty busy for the rest of October, which I'm super grateful for. I'm grateful for all of you that listen. And if you would like me to answer any questions that you have, you can send me a message via the contact form on my website, or I am willing to take a DM on Instagram. I can't guarantee that I'll have the best answer or an answer at all, but I try to answer as best as I can. So have a great Friday the 13th.